So I tweaked this document a tiny bit. I think I already have... I didn't do all the ScreenFlow stuff. I might have done some of this, but we'll have to see. So the ScreenFlow settings are hard because I kind of had to set those up ahead of time, but most of you probably shouldn't care about that. That's not related to Go anyway. So we've already installed Git. I'm not going to bother changing versions. I think what we have is probably fine. There's a Git config in here that we're going to want to move into this directory. So we're going to code Git config, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to grab it. So I'm going to open the raw version. And I'm going to put it in here, and you're going to put in all your information here, which I'll get to here in a second for myself. And then, so I want something like John Calhoun. Your email, so something like john@calhoun.io, or whichever one you happen to use for stuff. Oh, I need to change a bunch of settings in VS Code. That's what's throwing me off here. Or, whatever email address you're using here. I happen to use my Gmail one, which I don't really use for work-related stuff. But it's what I use for GitHub. I think the rest of it's fine. So I'm going to close that next. And then finally, what else do we have? Git completion. So usually if you just Google Git completion, you'll get something like this. This should work fine for Mac. I don't know about Windows. Linux, it should be fine. And I don't remember how I set this up. I think it's in here. Or maybe not. I mean, you can see, so what you're seeing here with the completion is from OhmyZSH. I think I tend to not do this. I tend to instead get a git completion.bash file and use it somehow. I don't remember how I was running it before, though. I'd have to go look at my computer. I'd assume it would have been in here. Something that just ran, I had set up to run, but I'm not seeing it here, so I'm not really sure where I had it set up. Well, that's interesting. Well, I don't need that much right now. If you want to get git completion or something like that working, you can. This right here, yeah, I mean, it's showing it here. I'm just not sure. So basically, you would just copy this entire raw file. You would paste it in here, you would save, and then here you'd do something like comment this out, and then you'd do source.git completion.bash, and then I'm going to source my bash profile. And this script is deprecated apparently, so well then. So this is probably the one I want. So you can see I haven't set this up in a long time. And I don't have most of my keyboard shortcuts, which is making some of this tricky. I want to move .git completion to .git completion.zsh. And then I'm going to open the new one. This one got deleted, so now let's try this again. Why is it not finding it? Did I type it wrong? How did I do this before? All right, so all this is just being a pain. It might be easier to do something else. thought that's what it was. Huh. Oh, it's something in here that's wrong. Um... All right, so what I'm going to do is follow their actual instructions, and hopefully that will work. It's saying I need git's bash completion script installed somewhere. So I think I need that old one that I had as well, which is just becoming a pain in the butt because I haven't set this up in a while. I need git completion, not bash completion. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to move this whole file, git completion.zsh, to this directory. And I need to all right, so that's moved there, and then I'm going to add this into my ZSHRC. So I'm going to do something like this. Now let's see how that works. All right, there we go. So you can see here that I can do things like git status, git init, and I can tab autocomplete them. That's really all I wanted. Yeah, so I'm not going to create any git repositories right now, but now that I have that, I can, just do auto completions and use tab just to sort of fill them out. And that'll make our lives a lot easier moving forward. And that was just a massive pain, but oh well, should be fine. And then if you wanted, if you want to avoid all that, you can probably just use the git plugin. Because you'll see here that I think this still works for most of this. It's just probably a little bit different. I don't know. I'm not going to mess with it. I have something that works, and that's fine for me. So that's it for setting up Git. What are we going to do next? I don't know what we're doing next. We'll probably get Go at some point. Maybe set some other stuff up, but, we'll jump into that in the next one.